Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Croft for some more racing. Much better day today, as you can probably see in the background there. There's even a touch of sunshine coming through. It's about 10 degrees and a complete contrast to last time I was here. Just doing a quick warm up first, and then I'm going to get on track and do a few laps, get a proper warm up in this time, and then we're going to get into the racing. So here we go, let's get stuck straight in. Please excuse the lack of early data. It appears with all the excitement I forgot to press start on my Wahoo. I did remember shortly into the race though, and that's good news because we all know if it's not on Strava, it never happened. We had a really good turnout. I think there was just shy of 40 riders in total. As expected, the start was brutal. It was probably tougher than last time. You'll see as we go around these first few bends, even in the first sort of half a mile, there's probably about a dozen people get dropped off the back in the early stages, so it really was absolutely brutal. So there we go, we now have data straight in at 700-800 watts. I was obviously one of the ones caught napping at the start and having to put in a big effort just in those early stages. Unlike last time, things didn't really ease off up this top section in the early stages. As you can see, we're really spread out there, and as I said before, we'd lost plenty off the back already. It was really tough going into the headwind up this top section. Here's another rider dropping off, struggling to cope with the early pace, although things do ease off slightly just after these bends. The break didn't last long and the pace soon lifted up this back straight for the first time. I think that little break in the pace though did give a few a chance to get back on the back of the group. There were a few cagey moments in the side wind around these last couple of bends, not helped by some erratic riding from a few of the racers, but we all made it round the first lap incident free. I was quite happy with where I was at this point in the race. The heart rate had dropped quite a lot. I felt quite comfortable with the racing so far. My confidence was building, although from the rest of the video you'll see that that was quite short-lived. Again, the pace lifted significantly out of the hairpin. This was one of the toughest sections of the course into this headwind. It was also proving popular for riders on the front to try and get away, and us at the back here were just trying to grab a wheel to survive. The high pace continued through the headwind section. I think we lost a couple more riders as we went around the bends here, and I think we're down to around 22 to 23 riders in the front group now, from the nearly 40 that originally started. Paul in the red kit disappeared off the back of the pack here, and then shortly after put in a big effort to get back in the group. He then added the humour of the day by explaining that he dropped off the group to try and take his leg warmers off and only managed to get one off, so he's now sporting one on, one off, which I'm not sure is going to catch on. Good effort to get back on. Good effort to get back on there. The humour was short-lived though, and whilst my heart rate was at a reasonable level, the pace did soon pick back up. The second lap was actually pretty slow. As you can see, coming into the home straight here, there's a few attacks going off the front again, and as I say, things did soon pick back up. The next lap continued much the same, lots of surges. It was really on and off with the power, and whilst my heart rate may look okay, even by this point I was already starting to feel it. Even trying to make up wheels where I could, I was getting tired and fatigued already, and at this point I knew I was probably going to be in trouble. Yet another big effort into the home straight, and by this point I was realising that I needed things to ease off a bit if I was going to make it round in this group. Thankfully it did ease off a bit, but no sooner had I got my breath back and we went again. Another surge going off the front, and although I'm putting in decent power here, I'm still getting shuffled back in the pack. Coming through this easier section on previous laps, I've managed to get my heart rate right down, but on this lap, as you can see, I'm into the 180s through the easier section, and that's before we hit the home straight and the headwind. I thought I was gone going into the home straight here. I was literally all out and I could feel myself losing the wheel in front. Thankfully things did quickly ease off, if not a few seconds more of that, and I would have been dropped. The group bunched back up, but as before, just as I was starting to catch my breath, the game started again, and before I knew it there was another big attack off the front. By this point there was a lot of tired looking bodies at the back of the bunch. Again, I'm just holding on for dear life, just trying to hold the wheel in front of me at this stage. As I came into the home straight, I noticed Paul and another guy dropping off the back. I somehow managed to find some energy from somewhere to pass these two and put in a surge to catch up with the main group. The attacks kept coming, and by this point I knew it was only a matter of time. Each time they attacked, it was harder and harder to hold the wheel and harder to stay in the pack. The elastic finally snapped coming into the headwind section. I tried to hold on the best I could, but even with an extra surge I just couldn't hold the wheel, and unfortunately I had to watch the pack just ride away from me. My heart rate shoots up into the 190s with that final surge. I realise it's curtains and I'm sure you can sense my frustration. So there we go, another race complete, and whilst I was initially disappointed to get dropped, looking back at the footage and how the race was run, I was actually quite happy with my performance. I finished 21st out of 38 starters, so got to be chuffed with that. So thanks for watching, and I will catch you again soon.